service and value is not a competitive edge. It is the competitive edge. When it comes to service and value, good enough never is. There is no finish line. You can never stop thinking about it. And that's true of everybody. Whether you're a nameplate company like HP or Dell or a Toyota or whatever, or you're all the way down to a taxi cab driver or a shoe shiner, everybody has to be conscious of service and value, because that is exactly what people are looking for. And if you don't, without question, you are playing with your market share. Now you think, well, I can see why the big nameplate companies have to constantly stress service and value. But I got to tell you, right down to the bottom, I go to a shoe shiner in Pittsburgh, at the Pittsburgh airport, and he makes it into an experience. I mean, he slops his stuff on your shoes, and he gets out a match, and he lights your shoes on a fire, and the fire goes up, the fire goes out, and he goes buff, 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 and shines your shoes, and in 3 minutes you give him your $5, and man, he's as happy as a lark. How much money do you make shining shoes here in Pittsburgh? I asked him. And he said, this year I'll make about $50,000 tax-free. So I thought, well, that's very creative. I was getting into a taxi cab in San Antonio, Texas. And you get in, it was just a Checkers yellow cab. It looked like every other cab, but he had a little flat screen television back there with a great musical sound system. And all the way going out to the hotel, listening to this beautiful music, seeing these unbelievable pictures. I mean, when we got there, I literally wanted to go back to the airport, then back to the hotel, because I didn't want to miss the rest of his little showing. But you get out of the cab, you pay him a cab fare, I think it was $17. I gave him a $10 or $20 tip, and I said, is this a high tip or is this a low tip? He said, it's about average. And I said, you're kidding me. He says, sir, I am making tons of money. I said, could you come tomorrow morning and talk to the Texas Bankers Association and give them your whole little spiel of how you came up with the idea of the screen and the movie and the music? He said he'd love to. So he came, sat in the front row when I was then talking to the Texas bankers about what the bank of the future is going to look like, and talking about service and value not being a competitive edge but the competitive edge. I said, you know, you've got a taxi cab driver right here in your own town of San Antonio. Let him tell his story. He comes up, he tells his whole story. He gets a standing ovation. He ended his talk and he says, I'm going to become a millionaire. These Texas bankers are rushing him with their business cards. It was beautiful to behold. But the point is, whether we are a gold plate company or a taxi cab driver or a shoe shiner, if we pay attention to service and value, we can make it happen.